Hello, everyone, and welcome to How AI Can Boost Efficiency and Help You Win More Healthcare Contracts. My name is Georgia, and I'm the Content and Social Media Lead here at AutogenAI. We've organised today's session to show you how you can leverage AutogenAI to transform your bid and proposal process for healthcare bidding, leading to increased efficiency and ultimately higher win rates. During the webinar, the chat will be open for any questions you may have, which will be answered at the end by Zoe Cook, our sales lead for the healthcare sector. Additionally, a recording of this webinar will be sent to all of those who registered following our session. Presenting today is our onboarding specialist, Lucy Southall, who I'll pass over to now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucy. I'm an onboarding specialist at AutogenAI, and my role involves introducing our new users to the system, conducting regular training sessions, and gathering user feedback so that our product team and designers can continue to enhance the quality of the system. So, as Georgia was saying, the purpose of this webinar is really to showcase AutogenAI, all of the features, and really the time-saving and efficiency benefits that it offers, enabling you to win more healthcare contracts. So right now, what's really exciting is that our enterprise level solutions are being used by clients across 3 continents for bid writing, thought leadership, marketing copy, and really so much more. And our clients are actually experiencing an 85% increase in their efficiency rates, as well as a 70% increase in productivity, resulting in a proven average increase of 30% in win rates. Now, AutogenAI has been designed to give businesses the competitive edge needed to win new work in today's market. So our cutting-edge natural language processing software is what makes a company's language work for them, saving time and allowing people to really win new work and stand out, as well as improving the quality of the bids and the proposals. Now, as everyone in this call will probably know, bid writing in the healthcare industry is a multifaceted, time-consuming process. It involves extensive research, comprehensive data interpretation, and that bit of creative flair. There are different stages: understanding the scope, gathering info, crafting responses, adhering to guidelines, and then, of course, drafting and redrafting until you get to that final stage where you're ready to submit. And this tool has been built by bid writers for bid writers, specifically around the workflow of writers to address each and every one of their pain points. And that's what I'm going to touch on today in the demonstration. As a company, we believe looking forward that there's a future where there's no business case, bid, proposal, thought leadership paper or brochure that's going to be written without the aid of AI. Just as it's unthinkable to create a financial model without Excel, it's become clear that it doesn't make sense to write without generative AI. And those who embrace this technology are going to be those that stay ahead, win new business, and drive organizational growth across all sectors. So let's dive into a demonstration here, where you can actually see the tool in action. So I'll start by just kind of giving an overview of the software, and then I can jump into some of those details. So let's start with these tabs along the left. Here we've got the ideator, where you can see I already began writing a question that I wanted to get some ideas for, hence the name ideator. And this is where I can really start to build things towards a first draft, and then to structure the narrative of the first draft. You've also got the next tab down, which is the editor, which allows you to incrementally and improve the first draft text. So you can see there's a whole host of transformations that I can work with there. Got the inputs tab, where I can insert things like win themes, objectives, tender requirements, anything that you want to emphasize for a customer in a proposal or a marketing campaign. And then we've got our research assistant tool, so I can start asking questions here to access both the internet and our library as well. And of course, when I talk about the library, I'm talking about a whole host of documents that our organization can upload into the system, and which has the ability to be built upon throughout your time using the tool. Now, I think of library AI a bit like the system's memory. It's where you can put everything that is essentially to be knowable by the AI. And the idea is that selected individuals from within the organization will be assigned as document managers, responsible for uploading and organizing these documents, which are kept secure by our commitment to industry best practices, all of which are affirmed by the latest ISO certification and Cyber Essentials CSA Trust. So let's start with the ideator. As you can see, it's where I am. It's where I might go to start the writing process and to begin to generate ideas that will form the overall structure of my piece. I can select the ideas that the system's come up with, and they will go over here to the right-hand side. I can even reorder these, and that's because we've essentially realized that AI is good at coming up with content quickly, and humans, that component of the augmented intelligence, are what have the skill and the experience to select the best ideas, to be able to check in on those sources, see which part of both library, internet, or creative AI has been accessed to develop that idea, and then select them here by hitting the plus icon. You can then generate paragraphs, and through that, it's going to build out a first draft, as though these are my kind of skeletal points to the piece. And I think just as a writer would work, you would start by coming up with the structure of the arguments, brainstorming, and then you would build out an answer based on those selected points. And what I love here is the fact that you can click into the sources at any given time, and you can even add context. And then it's automatically taken me over to the editor. So here I can see that the ideas that I selected are in bold, and then it's built out paragraphs underneath. So in just a few seconds, I've already got that first draft. Now, the beauty of this is that it's never going to replicate or copy a source word for word. Instead, it's going to generate entirely original output based on the selected source material. And it might look pretty good, but maybe I want to transform it. So I'll hit We Will. And what this does is changes the tone of voice to be in a more active statement. And when I hit any of the transformations, I typically get at least 3 options. So we humans can choose which one works best. I can hit Show Difference, see what's changed, and now I can see that this is a much more powerful AutogenAI will active bid style text, and I can send it in to begin to edit, hence editor, replacing that text on the left-hand side. Now, you may find that actually there's a particular win theme that the commissioner has said they really want to talk about. So I'm going to use our incorporate feature, which allows me to see these 3 different headings that I've pre-filled, and I can then select a particular objective or win theme, and then it will actually incorporate that into the text, just as the puzzle piece suggests, saving me hours of time editing, and I can see what's been erased, and then I can send in the details that I need. I may find that there's a section of text that I want to just cross-reference, see whether there's anything specific that I've written about in this particular topic before. So I can hit search, and it will search my entire library and the internet for anything that it deems to be relevant to the sentence, phrase, or word that I've highlighted. So you can see some cost-saving benefits of AutogenAI have been mentioned in one of our library's bids. So I can either send that text in, I can hit undo if I'm not sure, and I can even select certain sections of it to copy and paste and include in my bid. So I can repurpose text, highlighting it, and then clicking rephrase to repurpose things that I've written before. So previous drafts become all the more readily accessible and useful. Now, one of my favorite features here is expand. It allows me to, in advance of the transformation, select which AI source I want it to do so from, and then also to build out to a specific word count. So if you're working to those tight word counts with tight deadlines, as you often are, you will find that actually being able to do this can be a real time saver. So we can see when the sources arrive, again, exactly where they've come from, and you can also expand all kinds of sections of your text to build out to find the most relevant material. So here, as I was saying, it tells me the source from my library, and I could uncheck creative AI, which is where the large language models that we use come in, uncheck internet, and I could just be working from previously written and fact-checked sources. Just as I was able to expand there, I can also take sections and summarize them too. So we're really starting to get across these functionalities and see how time-saving they can be when you're working to the specific requirements of the bid. And maybe you don't just want to summarize to a generic number that's a little bit shorter. You actually want to work to a specific word and character count. You can see I've got 139 words highlighted, and I want to take that down to just 100. And I can do that in really just a few short seconds. And I can actually start to check the different options here. There's been 6. So I should be able to find something appropriate. And it even tells me the word count across the top. So really useful for building out text. There's also improved grammar. So if I was to write something in less than perfect English, I can actually just get the system to really help with my overall writing skill too. So for those that struggle with grammar or that are writing in a rush, with meeting notes, quickly written down features or bits of notes you want to improve, that feature can come in a really useful, well, can come in handy for sure. Now rephrase, as I mentioned before, it really is the thesaurus for sentences. You can see how in such a short amount of time, I can quickly change an entire paragraph to be reworded. If I'm not quite happy with one of the outputs, I can easily try again. Let's have a look and rephrase here. So it's saying the same stuff, but using the thesaurus to translate that into a rephrased version. Now, you may find that you've noticed a few pesky Americanisms turned up. If that's not what you're looking for, you can actually, let's see if there are any Americanisms. Personalized. I may want to translate my text to British English, so I can also do that. Personalized now with an S, and I can send that in. So we can use this button to do that in really just one click, and we can use it for a variety of languages too. For any of those that are bidding in different countries, different languages, this has proven to be super successful and well reviewed in terms of its accuracy for translations. If I wanted to change it, I could do so here. It wouldn't automatically change my text. I would have to select translate again. Now, one of my favorite custom features that we add for clients once they've sent us some of their personalized documents is the tone of voice button. Tone of voice is ever more important when it comes to pitching to the customer, to the commissioner, getting it right to represent your company. And as we're a group of writers, linguistic engineers here at AutogenAI, we decided to make our tone of voice, as you can see, Shakespearean. So by harnessing AutogenAI, etc., etc. So you can see we've got 3 Shakespearean versions here, and that is our tone of voice, which you guys can have custom built for you when you join with AutogenAI. One quick look at the inputs tab again. So this is where you can actually write out your objectives, your company values, perhaps win themes, all editable and customizable to be woven in via the editor in the incorporate button. You can see all the ones I listed there. And then I can just select the relevant one and weave it in. So you can make these super relevant to the bid you're working on, editing each time, and perhaps having them okayed by senior leaders to ensure that they represent the company too. So, evidencing, major part of the bid writing process, as you'll know. I can also use our evidencing features. So we may need an explanation of more detail, a statistic, an example, or a case study. Well, all 4 of those buttons work in the same way. I highlight the text, can click any of them, and I can build out my answer with an explanation, a statistic that's going to save writers countless hours searching for suitable case studies, statistics manually, and allowing more time to refine and improve their proposals. Now, one of my other favorite features here is pure completion, where I can actually prompt the system to my own natural language. Perhaps the buttons that I've already listed to you don't suit you in exactly the way you need. You can see here that I've written my own prompt using my own language. What I need is the entire text below to be a 10-slide deck with at least 4 points per slide, include speaker notes, pitch in a formal tone. So I've typed this myself earlier. You can make these as long as you like, select a piece of text and hit the lightning bolt, which much like Harry Potter's lightning bolt scar, works like magic and will deliver me the output that I have requested in the command. Simply by putting a full stop, creating a new line and entering, it's read that this is an instruction and it's using creative AI to build out my request in different formats here in the options. In just a few short seconds, I've got the ability to build out my work into a slide deck. I can change the tone, weave in extra points, add in last-minute additions, all using pure completion. Another real-time saver is extract. Here I can have documents that I can upload separate to my library, but I don't have to be a document manager to do so for. So I've gone here for a particularly lengthy proposal, and then I can hit summarize at the page length that I require, and it will appear here. So here's what I did earlier. Takes a couple of minutes, and I can see here some of the key points for this particularly long document in just 400 words instead of multiple thousands. Or I can extract particular items, pulling them from the text with no AI generated on them. So extract is here. I have my document uploaded. I can simply browse one from my computer, select Commissioner's priorities, bid, no bid decision information, compliance, costings, dates and timelines, GDPR, whatever it is that I want to extract, the AI will actually pull that line by line, match by match from the document in order to deliver the output that I need. And this can be a real-time saver in that pre-bid process where you need to really get that information out quickly in order to know whether to bid or no bid. So when you've got multiple appendix, multiple things to read, it's great to have this ability to pull out information in really just the click of a button. Research Assistant, again, I was mentioning this in the overview, is where you can go for your fact-based answers that you can pull in. So I'm asking a question here, and what normally gets delivered is a short paragraph from both library and internet, and it will put that into a cited and sourced paragraph I can then immediately paste into my editor. Now, depending on how many documents I have in my library or how much on the internet that there is, it can take just a couple of minutes to deliver. But what's brilliant is that when it's done, I can go back to the editor and paste that in. I can also use pure completion for various other things. Change into a LinkedIn post. And again, it will work in the same way. And I can change the tone to be more compelling, strategic, whatever it is that I feel comes to my mind as the expert in this area, I can actually build out text using pure completion and send it in when I'm ready. Now, the last tab that I haven't touched on yet is review. Now, we all know that we want to get a sense of what a bid assessor or marker might think of a document before we've done it. So here I've got a bid answer that I was writing, and then I can actually click evaluate. So you can see I've pasted in the answer there, and I want to get some sort of assessment based on a few criteria. Now we have some preset criteria here, such as the evidencing, accuracy, spelling and grammar. Some of the most popular marking criteria for a bid will come up here, and then the suggestions come up too. This is an experimental feature, so we can get this added to your account super early on in order to involve you in the feedback process. And that's a really huge thing here at AutogenAI. Our product team massively prioritize allowing users to access our new tools as they're being developed and before they're out to the sort of general users in order to give us that feedback that we can incorporate so that we really are working for our customers in terms of the building of the product. So you can see here that this particular phrase maybe would be better improved with some more tangible evidence or statistics. So I can access some really useful ideas here for how to improve my answer based on those criteria. And I can regenerate if I'm not happy, reset, and paste in a different bid answer too. So as you can see here, there's such a vast array of features that you can use with AutogenAI. I really have just scooched through them at rapid speed, but when you join with AutogenAI, you get training as part of the onboarding package, and that's where you work with myself or one of my team to ensure that you understand all these features and are getting the absolute most value out of them possible. So I'm going to hand back over now to my team member, Zoe Cook, who I'm sure would be delighted to share some answers to the questions and a bit more about demoing with her.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Lucy. That was really good. I thought it's probably just useful to summarize before we jump into answering any questions. But from what you've seen today, all of these features combined really do allow for bid writers to create content faster and more efficiently than ever before, and hopefully that's apparent from what you've seen. At AutogenAI, we believe in augmented intelligence, so the power of humans and AI together. We're definitely not looking to replace bid writers or any other kind of prose writers. It's more accurate to say that we're delegating some of the tasks to AI. And therefore, using our software, you can get to a really good first draft in minutes instead of hours or days, and then spend the rest of your time using your human intelligence to incorporate creativity, strategic thinking, and to get that bid up and running and to that winning quality. And by automating a lot of this, the time-consuming, mundane aspects of bidding, AutogenAI is giving businesses everywhere. We've got lots and lots of customers across all sectors, that competitive edge, and it's giving them more time to focus on strategic planning, building strong client relationships, responding to and winning more bids, which is what ultimately what everybody wants. One final point to note as well, Lucy's actually, when she's demonstrated this, we've obviously used AutogenAI specific examples today because we've got our own document library. But we'd absolutely love the opportunity to tailor a demo to your specific use cases. We can take a particular question. So if this is of interest, then I will pop my email address in here. We'd love to provide you with a more bespoke demo. Okay, does anyone have any questions? If you do have any questions, it'd be great to, or any feedback, please do pop them in the chat.
So Zoe, the Q&A tab on Zoom has one question here.
Sorry.
Which you can just check out.
Brilliant. So can AutogenAI integrate with commissioners' tender submission portals and extract the specification documents directly from there, or do we need to manually download the documents first and then upload it into Autogen? Yes, so currently you will need to download the documents and upload them into Autogen. We have got a big research and development team that are actually looking at some of these ideas. So yeah, that's absolutely one that's on our roadmap for looking into at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just second that as well. Within internal company documents, we have SharePoint integration that is being extensively researched and rolled out internally within the company and will soon to be available for customers. And we're looking at the most popular integration methods out there. So we'll certainly be including this one in the research and development. But at the moment, we found that the tender and commissioner submission documents are between about 5 to 25 documents, and that the upload process is instantaneous. The actual size limits on our documents is huge, so we haven't found that customers have found that too difficult to be able to just upload in really quite a quick way in order to be able to use the tender documents to support the AI generations within the tool. Thank you for the question, though. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes to see if there's any other questions. And if anyone would like to send Zoe any further questions, Zoe, it might be worth.
Yeah, I'm just writing in my
email.
I've just popped my email into the chat.
We offer product demonstrations, again, as Zoe said, tailored to your use case. So please do get in touch if you would like us to demonstrate based on something that you may be working on currently.
Any more questions from anybody?
We have got another question Q&A box.
Yes. How does the pricing work, please? Yeah, so in terms of pricing, we have 3 different pricing models. We've got them for big corporates, we've got SMEs, and we've got non-profit charities as well. We make pricing as fair as possible, and we believe in making the procurement process accessible to everybody. The model is based on user licenses, so and pricing does vary. So please do get in touch, and then we can talk to you about your specific requirements, and we can provide a proposal as part of that.
Thanks very much for both of those questions.
Any more questions? I'm sure you'll think of them after the webinar's finished. But as I say, I've popped my email address in there. So if there's any questions that you've got, or you can go to our website as well. So there is a contact form there. So if there's any specific questions that you want to, you can go through there too.
Thank you so much. We will end the webinar there, but thank you so much for your time, for listening on this demonstration, and we really hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you.